Can you tell me what the last TikTok or Instagram reel that you watched was actually about? Some recent data actually found that the average adult TikTok user spends over 45 minutes per day literally just scrolling. Go ahead and ask yourself or someone you know what the last TikTok or Instagram reel they watched was actually about. I tried this myself and with people that I know, and I was kind of shocked to find out that nobody actually knew. Digital content is one of the most pervasive things in our lives today. I'm literally making digital content for you to watch right now. So it's interesting to see that something that we dump so much of our time into doesn't actually have any staying power inside of your brain. It doesn't really engage you or challenge you. You kind of just sit there, mouth breathing, waiting for the pixels on your screen to change so that they can entertain you. It's kind of sad. And it feels almost impossible to stop. You wake up, you scroll through Reddit, watch a YouTube video, scroll through some TikToks, check your Instagram. If you want to try and cure your addiction to fast, hyperstimulant media, what you need to do is slow down a bit. If you don't know who I am, my name is Greg, and my goal is to help out young men on their self-improvement journey. Clearly that's something that you're interested in, so feel free to like this video and subscribe to the channel. A 2016 study found that only around 16% of 12th graders, that's 17 to 18-year-olds if you're not American, only 16% of these 12th graders actually read on a daily basis. And when you include the fact that the majority of young adult readers are young women, it paints a very ugly picture for the state of young men in today's world. And I was personally one of those young men who never actually read books or anything outside of the school assignments that I had to do. You might be surprised though to find out that when I was little, I actually read all the time. My parents, who I'm incredibly grateful for now, encouraged an environment of wanting to read when I was little. The issue came about mostly during school, when reading was almost seen as a punishment. You have to get home and read this for an hour. You have to go home and study and read. And if you guys don't behave today, we're gonna have silent reading for an hour. Looking back now, that's kind of a crazy punishment to give the kids. We're punishing you with reading. And this kind of attitude ended up shaping how myself and the hundreds of other young men around me viewed reading. We didn't want to. We wanted to go and play sports and have fun and play video games. Who cares about reading? What this has led up to now with the advent of hyperstimulant media like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube videos that you can binge watch for hours, Netflix videos that you can binge watch for hours. It means that all you're really consuming is this hyperstimulant, what I call fast media. And as you can probably been able to tell on your own, it really has no sticking power inside of your brain. It's not really productive at all. You don't really get to remember the last video that you watched. Around the year 2020 is when I started to change my attitude around books though. I was first introduced to a couple of audiobooks that I would just sit there and listen to while I did my housework or chores or just walked around, because there was really not much to do that year, as we know. But what I realized about these audiobooks was that it was almost an infinite source of knowledge that I actually remembered. Because it wasn't so hyper stimulating to my brain, I had to actively listen to these audiobooks. And eventually, it transitioned into me buying my own books. I was investing my own money, close to, I guess, a couple $100 into the books that I own now. If you want to check out this little collection that I have, these are my books, guys. But what worries me now is that I know most young men are not going to have that epiphany moment that I had when I realized, hey, these authors have knowledge and experiences of things in the past and are sharing it with me and I can learn it. Most young men are not going to go through that same aha moment. And what this means is that they'll continue consuming that hyperstimulant media without ever giving their brain a break. If you're one of the small minority of people watching this video who've actually read and finished a book recently, you know that amazing feeling you get when you are reading through a book and stumble across an idea or concept that you never actually thought about. That feeling of reading or listening to a fiction novel even. And the book finally comes to an end. You're like, wow, that was an amazing book. Realize that most people are never going to have that moment. Reading books is basically the delayed gratification version of entertainment and learning. If you want to take your self-improvement journey seriously, reading books has got to be a part of that process. The way I see it, there's just way too much knowledge out there for you to be ignoring the way that humans have been consuming knowledge for hundreds of years. Books are incredibly helpful, and they're entertaining. They help you kill time, and you actually remember the last thing you read when you read a book. I'm not going to give any crazy book recommendations right now in this video. Maybe you can ask me in the comments and I'll give you some of my recommendations for any particular topic that you're thinking of. But if you'd like, I can make a full video on all of the books that I own so far that I've read, and I can give you a breakdown on how beneficial each one has been to me. If you found this video helpful, feel free to comment down below and share this video with one of your friends who doesn't know how to read. See ya.